Okay, so it's closing day for enrolment in B School. It's Monday, the 4th of March 2013, and I am wanting to video blog because I have just officially encountered my first ever, lucky me, non-paying client. Woohoo! So, why am I happy about this? Because basically it confirms more than ever that I need to be making change in my business. I've learnt quite clearly through this encounter. And to give a bit of backstory, what happened was I was approached by this lady back in November. She was starting out in her own consultancy business and she had a WordPress website which she was in a little bit of a muddle with. And she wanted a quote from me to get it off the starting blocks and get it live and out there so that her clients and potential customers could contact her. I kind of... Yeah, I felt something like a link. I felt like I knew where she'd been. I'd been in that position myself. I was fortunate because I was always able to build my own websites and I knew that I could help her because I'd never employed anybody to help me and she'd given up her job to finance and support herself starting out in business. And I thought if I can help her by discounting my rates hugely so that she could afford my time, first mistake, ding, 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 then perhaps it might be a good thing to be building a future relationship with her. So we had quite clear email correspondence back and forward. I asked her for a deposit for 2 hours. We estimated the work to be 3 to 4 hours, and I asked her for a 50% deposit up front. So that was paid, and away I set to work. She was really happy with what I did and asked me to do more things for her. I told her how many hours I thought it would take. And this is the bit that where I dropped the ball. I should have invoiced her ahead of time and said, that is fine, I can do that for you. It will take 2 hours. Here's your invoice. Let's get to work once you've paid. I trusted that I could invoice following the work. And so, in fact, the work rolled on to quite a lengthy amount of time. And I sent a final invoice with a breakdown of costs at the beginning of December. And there was a discussion back and forward that she was under the impression that once she'd paid the deposit that she wasn't going to have anything else to pay, which struck me as a little surprising because firstly we'd had quite clear email correspondence about me telling her how many hours this would cost, is she willing to give the green light, etc, etc. But secondly because I think if I thought I was paying somebody for 2 hours work and I'd paid them up front and I wasn't intending to pay them anything else, I probably wouldn't have been asking them to do more work. But that's probably a difference between me running my business and how she runs her business. Anyway, the invoice that I sent was paid partially. I had a partial payment. There was over 50% remaining left outstanding. And there was a little bit of emailing at the beginning of January. And I was just checking that everything was okay, seeing if there's anything I could do, inviting discussion if payment was proving difficult so that we could at least plan and move forward and continue our working relationship and supporting each other in our networks, etc, etc. And yeah, I started getting ignored. I wasn't getting my emails replied to. And that was tricky. We were friends on Facebook after she added me to her network there. And eventually I sent a Facebook message just to check all was okay because I hadn't heard anything. I'd tweeted her checking if everything was okay. She hadn't replied. And I got a really cold response telling me that I was being unprofessional and that my manner shocked her. And all I did was just ask if there was a problem and if she could contact me and that I hoped she was okay. So it was really difficult to swallow. I'm not good at not being liked, firstly. And turns out I'm not really good at not being paid. So as I say, I have learned through this. I will be invoicing people up front from now on. I need to think about this for website clients and bigger projects because it's a different thing. But I guess in that situation, I hold the keys to the work. So if there is no final payment, there is no release of the website. So I can manage it in a different way. But in this situation, I sent a final, because I'm starting B School, this is why I'm blogging it here, I figured that I have to let this go. This has been going on for quite some time. It's been taking up space in my brain. I've been quite emotional about it. Just because I kind of felt like I'd been played for a bit of a fool and that I'd allowed myself to be treated in that way. So yesterday I took a different approach and I sent through an email to this lady and explained that I was starting B School and that I was having kind of, you know, niggles, and that I'd been video blogging, and that I'd really appreciate if she could pay her final invoice to help me move forward in my goal to signing up to B School. And I received an email back telling me that if I could afford to do B School and take time out of my business to do the classes, then I must be doing very well for myself. And the next very short sentence was, unfortunately, you will not be receiving a payment from me. Full stop. So I made the active decision at that point to not engage in this anymore. Whatever I do, I am not going to get her to see my side of it, which is what I always want to do. She's clearly not going to pay her invoice. It is not worth any more of my time, energy, or effort to try and chase this or pursue it in any manner. And I have to write it off as something I've learned, and it's been costly to me, but it has been a lesson. So, change afoot for me, closure on that. I have removed this lady from all my networks because I don't want to have that kind of toxic energy around me. I need to have positive, clear path for moving forwards. And although I've learnt from it and there's no bad feeling there, I don't want to be linked to somebody who has a negative opinion on how I'm running my business and conducting my correspondence. So I am closing the door on it. I'm moving forward, but I wanted to blog about it because it feels like quite a monumental leap forward for me. So, non-paying client, ticked that box, ready to move on. Next.